Hey Digimon fans, Jinx OJ here, and you saw the title of this video. Today, we'll be doing a playthrough using the Vital Hero and the Vital Bracelet B, using a Fairimon dim card. Okay, recently on my social medias, I uploaded some of my digivolutions, and some of my friends were like, what game is that? Is that the new Pokemon Go? And to their surprise, I told them it was a Digimon-themed fitness watch game, and they were a little bit shocked because this new Vital Bracelet is not like the traditional Digivice. It's based on the new Digivices on the current show Digimon Ghost Game. Which I gotta say, this is a nice marketing tactic. I kinda wish it was on our cell phones instead, but we've come a very long way from the Digivices of my childhood. So, before we get into it, side note. Fairimon is called Kazemon in the English dub, and the name changes depending on the game you play, the region, the language, whatever. It's very similar to how Phoenixmon is called Ho-Oh-Mon in different games, regions, or whatever. So, for the rest of this video, I'm going to be calling her Fairimon because it sounds prettier and I'm really gay. Alright, without further ado, let's get this playthrough started! So here is the Vital Bracelet B Gamamon edition I bought off Amazon, and I'll be also using the Vital Bracelet Hero, so spoiler alert, in case you intend on buying one, buy the newest model. There's only a few differences really, but let's get to unboxing it, shall we? Honestly, y'all are gonna judge me for this, but I got this because it's a light shade of red, and I know the box in this video looks kind of more red, but it's very much like a light pink color in real life. We're gonna call this shade Watermelon. So the only advantage to getting the Vital Hero over the Vital Bracelet B is when you're walking with your Digimon, it automatically brings you to the next level, so you can keep walking and power plow through levels. Whereas with the Vital Bracelet B, you have to do it manually, so you might miss some of the progress with your steps you made, which can be a bit of a bummer, but there's just so many more advantages to having the Vital Bracelet B, you might as well just get the most up-to-date model. So next up, we are going to talk about Digimon dim cards for our Vital Bracelets. So let's get to it. This is the Spirit Flame dim card set I bought off Amazon, and it features the Digimon from the Digimon Frontier anime, Agunimon, Chalkmon, and Fairimon, and I really love the packaging with the secondary colors of orange, green, and purple. It's really nice on the eyes. So one of the advantages to having the Digimon Vital Bracelet B is you have access to many more powerful dim cards that outclass the other Digimon on the Vital Bracelet Hero prior to it. Here are some of the differences between the Vital Hero and the Vital Bracelet B. So one thing everyone should know is they're not backwards compatible. You can't have Digimon on the Vital Hero battle Digimon on the Vital Bracelet B, so it's always better just to get the up-to-date models. Here are some of the differences in real time, so you can kind of see how this stuff works and how the differences look. They're subtle, but they're there. And much like the classic Digivices of the previous generations, there's also a versus feature, so you can play against a friend. Also, they have an official dim card case, and it's nice, it slides out. The only issue is it doesn't carry that many dim cards. So I ended up going to Etsy and getting mine custom done with Fairimon, and this one carries a lot more. Highly recommend. And when you play with the Digimon Vital Bracelet, expect to have a lot of dim cards. So special shout out to Sezi's Little Shop for making my experience a lot better. So without further ado, let's get this Fairimon playthrough started. First things first, we take our dim card and put it into our Vital Bracelet. If you've been paying attention, you'll notice I'm using the Vital Hero. More on that shortly. But with that being said, we're about to get our very first Digi-Egg! So our Digi-Egg hatched into a Yaramon! Many of you may remember this one from the anime as Mimi's in-training Digimon. And shortly after that, our Yaramon has digivolved into Tanimon! So baby Digimon and in-training Digimon digivolve very quickly, so instead of getting Tinkermon, I accidentally ended up getting another Digimon instead by the name of Pomumon. It's a cute little fruit bird Digimon, so here it is in case you guys were wondering when I got on my first playthrough. It's really cute, but I went back to go get Tinkermon because I'm a perfectionist. So to make your Digimon digivolve and increase its stats, aside from walking, you can do crunches to increase your Digimon's HP, punches to increase your Digimon's AP, squats, purely used for evolution, and dashes, which are great for BP. Okay, but if you're lazy, you totally can just do this. Get your head out of the gutter. Another fun method used to unlock Digivolutions is to battle. It's a core gameplay element, it's a bit of fun. The only downside is you can only battle Digimon that are a part of your Dim card. So you'll be fighting a lot of Digimon that are the same Digimon you have. Also, if you've noticed, the name was in Japanese, and if you have an American Vital Bracelet, you can totally use Japanese Dim cards. Literally the only difference is the names are in Japanese. That's it. So the early Vital Bracelet Digimon Dim cards, Fairimon included, it's very random who wins and loses the battles, whereas with the Vital Bracelet B, you can train your stats up and you have a much more controlled chance if you win a battle. Let's be serious, nobody likes to be at the mercy of RNG. So with the Digimon B memory Dim cards, they encourage you to work out more so you can boost the stats of your Digimon more. A win-win for everybody. So now that we're done battling, it's the moment of truth. It's time to digivolve. And Tinkermon digivolve to Fairimon. So now that we've digivolved into Fairimon, we have some options. If conditions are met, we have two digivolution paths we can go down. We can first digivolve into Jet Selfiemon, or for those who watch the show, we can digivolve to Zephyrmon. So it's really dependent on our stats and how well we train and also battle. So, can you guess which digivolution I'm going to take next? Let's get to it. So now that we have to grind in order for Fairimon to digivolve, the most practical method is to battle a lot of weaker rookie Digimon, even though we're a champion Digimon. I know, it's a little game breaking, but it gets the job done. And in all fairness, we're being timed, so we don't have the luxury to lose battles. On top of that, if you have the Vital Bracelet B memory Digimon, you're being really timed because if you don't finish your Digivolution path in time, you can be locked into being a champion or an ultimate and never reach the mega level. So let's get to it by all means necessary. Also, another tidbit nobody has time for, I heard if you lose enough battles, your Digimon will die and you have to start all over again. Ain't nobody got time for that. Time for Fairimon to digivolve into Jet Selfiemon. So in order to achieve Mega Level, we have to get to training, and that involves us battling harder Digimon. So let's get to it and kick some butt. So for our next battle with Jet Selfiemon, we'll be going up against Cockatriemon, which should be a piece of cake given Cockatriemon is a champion level Digimon and Jet Selfiemon is an ultimate level Digimon. And given the Fairimon Dim card is from the Vital Hero era of Dim cards instead of the B memory cards, this is very RNG based, so I'm very much making sure that I have a higher level Digimon to go against a lower level Digimon because it's very luck based and I want to make sure the odds are in my favor. So it's better to get Digimon Dim cards from the B memory era for the Vital Bracelet B because you can train and boost their stats to maximum and just be powerhousing it and plowing through these battles. But if you have the Vital Bracelet Hero era Digimon, it's a lot harder, but there are some exclusive Digimon like Fairimon, so there's definitely a plus and minus column with going both ways. Next, I would like to cover the Digimon Vital Bracelet Lab, which unfortunately no longer exists, so I'm very grateful I got footage of this while it was still available. It's the app where you get to store all of your Digimon from your Vital Bracelet onto your app, and you transfer them from your Digivice onto your phone. And it's pretty cool. I really liked the original one. It got phased out by the Vital Bracelet Arena to encourage more people to play the Vital Bracelet B. And unfortunately during that time, if you didn't know, they pretty much deleted all your Digimon and lets you transfer them over, which kind of sucked either way you slice it, because if you didn't transfer your Digimon over to the new app, they would get deleted. And if you did transfer them over to the new app and started using the Vital Bracelet B, any Digimon using the Vital Bracelet B were incompatible with the Digimon from the previous Vital Bracelet, so you pretty much had to start over either way. But anyways, you transfer your Digimon over from your Vital Bracelet over to the app, and you get to do a lot of fun things like check your stats. You can also get coins, which you can use to spend for things to help your Digimon, which is also really cool. There's some weird little fun challenges that nobody really ever did. It wasn't that important. But the main feature was you could do battles with your Digimon, and that was the highlight of the app. It's very different now, but I really love the aesthetic and just the little cutesy gameplay that went along with it. It's very old school. You had a meter where you could charge up, and if you got it at critical or full capacity, you did a lot of damage to the Digimon. Also, stat types mattered, like vaccine, data, and virus. So it was pretty cool. It's gone now. They have a very new method of doing so, but it was fun while it lasted, and I'm glad I got footage because you can't get footage of this anymore. So while this app doesn't exist anymore, one of the features that transferred over from the Digimon Lab app that's now in the Vital Bracelet app is you can check out all your dim cards and look at all your Digimon and check out their next evolutions, get some tidbits on how to evolve them, and also see the evolution tree. There's a lot of Digimon you can get off of one dim card, so it's a nice challenge to try to unlock them all. It's a lot to do that, but I'm pretty sure there are people out there that make it their mission to unlock every single Digimon on their respective dim card. That is not going to be happening on this video today, or ever for that matter. With that said, it's low-key my favorite part of the app. Every time you unlock a new Digimon, you get a data entry about it and a cute little picture you probably could have Googled. But hey, it's really cathartic to see your Digimon evolution tree fill up, and as long as I've been playing Digimon, it always surprises me there are more Digimon I've never seen before. So it's just kind of cool to see a new one I like and be surprised by it, you know? I don't know, I guess it just takes me back to when I was a kid and I played Digimon World 1 and I would get a Digivolution I never seen on the show or even knew about, and I just get really excited that I discovered something that I hadn't seen before. And for what it's worth, I'm still happy I can still get that feeling. But for now, let's just transfer Jet Selfiemon back. So we experienced a huge problem. While uploading my playthrough onto the mobile app, my data got corrupted, and my Fairimon playthrough is now dead. Yeah, I'm kinda ticked because I feel like I lost my data pretty much already during the app update, so I had to start all over, so now I'm starting all over again. And that's really unfortunate. I feel like we're in a day and age where little things like this shouldn't be happening. I mean, we have Pokemon Bank, and I've never had any of my data get corrupted in all of my many transfers over the years while playing Pokemon, and I hate to compare the two. However, it is so efficient, and I don't think we're asking that much in comparison, and this should have been on the phone to begin with, if we're gonna be honest. So speaking of the phone, the glitch to my understanding is if you don't transfer correctly and there's an error that happens, you are permanently locked out of your account and stuck in a perpetual load screen, and you cannot get back in. There was no fix. We called customer service and everything. And even when things are working nice and dandy and up to speed, the load times on the phone app are miserable. Some of the worst load times, like in any game I have ever played. Like, no joke, this happens between every menu. Look. So the transferring system from your phone to your Digivice and your Digivice to your phone is a hot mess. On top of the fact that it's very impractical, it has the potential to corrupt your data. I don't know if they fixed this in a recent update, but to my understanding, that's where things went wrong. So one tip that I found useful since I'm now very paranoid, in storing your Digimon, you can store it on your Vital Bracelet watch, kind of like you'd switch them out, but you don't really have to switch out with another Digimon. That way it stops time, you don't have to miss out on your steps or your digivolution timer, and that way you don't have to consistently transfer your Digimon to your phone and risk potentially your data getting corrupted. Because disclaimer, if I lose my Digimon again, I will not be playing this game again, Bandai. So in the event your data got corrupted and you still want to continue playing, you have to make an entirely new account. Do not delete your old account with the attempt to remake it using the same email, because that email is permanently used, it cannot be reused, so it's just best to make peace with a brand new email. And the reality is many people on Reddit had their data corrupted. I hope during one of these multiple updates they potentially fixed it, knock on wood, because all of us are in pieces. This affected many Digidestins, including me. So time of recording, I cannot recommend the Digimon Vital Bracelet B to anybody. Unless they come out with these amazing, impeccable updates, which I don't see happening, it's rough, even if you're a hardcore Digimon fan like myself. However, with that said, you guys want to see me finish this video, so I'm going to torture myself for you guys. So make sure you hit that like button. Okay, here we go. Skipping ahead, we're going to get our Fairimon to digivolve into Zephyrmon this time. So after some behind the scenes training, it's time to reach Mega level. And we now have our final form, Ancient Kazemon, also known as Ancient Irismon. Alright, we've made it to Mega. Now that we've made it this far, let's take her into a battle and see what she can do. Next up, we will be going against Pedaldramon in a battle, and you best believe we're going to be winning because we're in our final form. So one of the things I noticed while playing with this Fairimon Dim is that the Digimon in this Vital Bracelet and all the different branching paths you can get are so incohesive. Like, this is a Fairimon Dim, so I'm assuming this is more fairy and wind types, and you have like earth dragons and so on and so forth. Don't get me wrong, I really love diversity in my Digimon, and I also love the Digimon I digivolve to. However, given this is a Fairimon Dim, I would have assumed they'd pick a lot more cohesive Digimon that really fit the theme of fairy. Know what I'm saying? With that being said, I took the initiative to look at the evolution chart and make changes as if I were designing the Fairimon Dim. So to get this started, I'm not too concerned about Yaramon and Tannimon given their baby and in-training Digimon, and they're pretty inconsequential. With that being said, Tinkermon is perfect and the canonical rookie for Fairimon, so we're going to keep her. However, Pamumon does not belong here and is a better fit in Hermit of the Jungle, so we're going to replace him with Morphomon. So the reason why I went with Morphomon, despite the fact it's probably a bug type, is that there aren't that many wind and fairy rookie types, and I think the devs knew this, and I just really feel that Morphomon really looks like what Fairimon would be if it had a rookie form. Next up are the champion level Digimon, and I'm going to replace every single one of them aside from Fairimon. So the first one up that I'm surprised did not make this list is Tinkermon's evolution form of Petermon. Get it? Tinkerbell and Peter Pan. And it's a perfect fit, it's a fairy type, and we also have some variety in case you want a guy Digimon from your fairy line. Next up, we're going to replace Kakatorimon with Harpymon, and Harpymon has that winged, wind, flying, pixie, feminine type down, much better than Kakatorimon does. and also seems like it'd be the perfect pre-evolution for Fairimon too. And last for the champions, I was very torn between these two for many reasons, but I was going to go with Darkmon because it's very much a feminine winged fairy type. However, I feel like we already have that ground covered, so I'm really going to replace her instead with Unimon. Unimon is still a fairy type, it's also a unicorn, it gives us a little bit of diversity, and it really feeds well into this evolution tree as we go on. With that said, you could really go either way with Darkmon or Unimon. Next up are the ultimate level Digimon, and we're going to replace everybody besides Fairimon and Jet Selfiemon. And the next Digimon we're going to add is criminal and how it didn't make this list in the first place at all, and that is Piximon. Not only is it the most obvious pixie fairy type Digimon out there, it pairs really well with Unimon, Fairimon, Petermon, the other evolutions, and Piximon should have been in this dim from jump. You're welcome, Bandai Namco, for doing your homework for you. Next up, since we're on the topic of pixies and fairies, what pairs better than a sylph with pixies and fairies? So we're going to put in Sylphimon, which I feel really complements Fairimon, Harpymon, and even Unimon and Darkmon. Sylphimon also gives the very humanoid wind typing down nicely. I tried not to use any other Digidestined Digimon like Anjuwomon or such, but sylphs and fairies and pixies, I had to use this one. Next is going to be a very off-the-wall pick, but since we're on the topic of sylphs and pixies and fairies, we're going to bring Sirenmon into the mix. And finally, we have the Megas. So we're going to get rid of everybody besides Ancient Kazemon and even Lotusmon, despite the fact I really love Lotusmon, but I feel she's a better fit with more of the plant-themed Digimon, and maybe something with Palmon and Rosemon and Lilamon. Not here. With that said, next up I would like to add Valkyrymon, because we're talking about sirens and pixies and fairies. I just feel Valkyrymon is one of the epitome of like those wind humanoid types, and it really fits in with Fairimon and Sylphimon too. Next up, we're going to be adding Venusmon, and she looks a lot like Fairimon and actually seems more like her final evolution more so than Ancient Kazemon, plus she fits right in at home with the rest of these Digimon. And the last Digimon we're going to add to our reimagined Fairimon dim list is Junomon. The reason I picked Junomon is she's very reminiscent of Jet Sylphimon, she reminds me a lot of Ancient Kazemon, she even looks a little bit like Darkmon, and I really wanted this list to seem very cohesive, but also give us a diverse amount of Digimon to choose from. With that being said, the original dim is fine the way it is, but there was so much room for improvement. So Bandai Namco, if you're hiring for the Digimon company, let me know. I'm ready and willing to give my input. With that being said, time of recording, there's a lot new B-Memory dims coming out, and some you can even vote on. So, there's hope, and we have a say in the community of what we want to see next. Lastly, I want to cover the new app called the Vital Bracelet Arena, which replaced the Digimon Lab app, which we talked about previously. So this app had a few changes. They got rid of the shop for some reason, but there is a new method now in which you can have your Digimon go on adventures in groups of 4, and they can come back and bring back items for you. These items are great because they are very heavy stat boosting items, and you can stack them and save yourself a lot of time in training so you can evolve quicker than ever. One teensy little change I didn't care for was in the evolution trees. Instead of having beautiful art, we now just have the same pixelated sprites we have on our watches. So it's a little thing, but you know. The battle system received an overhaul with a strong emphasis on double battles. In order to do critical damage now, you have to hit bubbles in sequential order as fast as possible. You know what? It's just better if you see it for yourself. And given how fast these apps go away, it's just nice to have archive footage. did it. It has been months, but we finally made it here after a few resets and tears and almost throwing these babies out the window. We did it. Give yourself a pat on the back if you've made it this far. Okay, but if this video does well, let's actually do another playthrough. Chaos aside, this was kind of fun. Okay, I need to know though, which Dim and Digimon card should we do next? Let me know in the comments below. I'm kind of leaning towards Palmon and the Hermit of the Jungle Dim because I'm a Palmon fan. With that being said, we could also just do an entirely different video reviewing a different Digimon game altogether. I kind of want to replay Digimon World 1 because I was a kid and it was so hard, but now that I'm an adult, I think I got this. And with the help of the internet. Speaking of the power of the internet, hit that like button. It's great for the algorithm and it helps this video reach more people. Also, while you're at it, don't be afraid to subscribe. Come on, join the family so you never miss a video. And it's free. Okay, but in all seriousness though, we are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. That's our next milestone here at the channel. Okay guys, me Jinx OJ, signing out. Later Digimon fans.